Okay everybody, let's make pizza. Now, this isn't just an Italian pizza, I'm going to show you how to do a Turkish pizza. And in Turkey we call it pide. Now, the typical toppings for pide is cheese and spinach. Now I'm using a special Turkish cheese called kaşar. And this is from Robin Foods. So I've built all the foods from Robin Foods, including a nice Turkish olive oil, because it's more authentic. So if you head onto the Robin Foods website, you'll be able to choose a whole range of foods from Turkish olive oil to honey to organic food. And they also have some other cool brands on there as well. So, so what are the toppings you can add? You can add spinach and cheese. You could add sucuk. You could add mincemeat. Sucuk is like the Turkish version of chorizo. So yeah, really, really delicious. I'm going to show you how to do this. We're going to make the dough from scratch. I'm going to show you how to do the authentic pide shape. And then we're going to add our favorite toppings. So in this case, I'm going to be using kaşar and spinach, so vegetarian recipe. So first step, we're going to make our dough. We're going to let it proof, which means rise. And then we're going to make our spinach and cheese mixture. So first things first, get a little pot. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of warm water. So we don't want it boiling, otherwise the yeast will die essentially. We're going to add to the water, 2 tablespoons of water, we're going to add half a teaspoon of sugar. So this is what the yeast are going to kind of consume. And then we're going to use 1 teaspoon of yeast. And this is what's going to make the bread rise. Give that a little stir. And after 10 minutes, it will become foamy. And this is just going to give an extra lift to the bread. If you want, you can cover it with cling film as well to keep the heat in. So I'm just going to cover that with a bit of cling film. I'm going to be using my reusable kind of stretchy cling film, better for the environment. And that's just going to keep the heat in. It will be foamy. So just 10 minutes. In the meantime, we can measure out our flour. Now, pide, I've never really seen a wholemeal pide before, but as a nutritionist, I feel like I have a duty to, if I see some subtle tweaks that won't really make a compromise on taste, I'm going to let you know. So I'm actually going to be making pide for the first time using wholemeal flour. And this just has extra B vitamins, extra fiber, so it'll keep you fuller for longer, it'll be quite balanced. Pizza isn't actually too bad if you balance it out right. So we're using wholemeal flour, we've got spinach as the vegetable, the protein from the cheese, and if you want, you can have it with a nice salad or fresh parsley as well. So we're going to add to make kind of around 3 pides, we're going to add 300 grams of wholemeal flour to a big mixing bowl. We're also going to add 3/4 teaspoon of salt. We're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of olive oil. And then we're going to add the rest of the 150 ml of water we had at the start. And then we're going to add the yeast mixture. So as you can see, ooh, it's like alcohol smell. You can see it's all foamy. So we can add the yeast mixture. Now we're just going to mix everything together. So we can add our dough to the mixer. We can bring it together with your hands. If it's a little bit more dry, just add a couple of tablespoons of water until you're happy with the mixture. So if you don't have a mixer, you need to knead it for kind of 10 minutes. And if you have a mixer, just put it on medium high and mix it for 3 minutes. So once it's kneaded and it's nice and smooth, we're just gonna oil one bowl and add our dough in and cover it with a damp tea towel, and then after 1 hour, put it in a warm place, and after 1 hour, it will double in size. So while our bread is proving, Honey! Honey wants to be a part of the pizza video. While our bread is proving, we can prepare our spinach. So we can heat a bit of olive oil in a frying pan. And then we're going to dice our onion. Okay, so we're going to add the onion to the frying pan. We're going to cook the onions. Saute that a little bit. We can add some pepper and salt. A little bit. Not too much because the cheese is quite salty. We can add half a teaspoon of cumin, or a little sprinkle, whatever, how much flavor you like. And I've got 2 handfuls of, like 1 big bunch of spinach here. Now spinach wilts down to nothing, so really, yeah, it looks a lot, but remember it just goes down to nothing once cooked anyway. We can add our spinach. Now spinach contains a lot of moisture, so at the end you'll notice that there will be some liquid which we will need to drain before adding it to our pizza or pide. This is a great way of getting in extra iron into our diet as well. Really good to add some spinach to your diet, particularly for the women as well, because they're often lacking in iron. And then we've got the Turkish mozzarella cheese, which is called kaşar. So it's a bit like mozzarella, and we can just grate this. It smells really, really good, doesn't it? Caramelized onions, amazing smell. Okay, so our dough has doubled in size. Looks really good. And then with a little bit of white flour, because it's finer, I'm just going to coat the table so it doesn't stick. And also with a rolling pin, and we're going to make oval shaped pizzas. So I'm going to divide this into kind of maybe three pieces, and we can roll it. So we want to roll it into oval shapes, like a boat. This. And you want to have some baking trays, and we can sprinkle the baking tray with a little bit of semolina so it doesn't stick. And we also want to set our oven to the highest setting. So I've set it to 220 pizza setting. And now we can add the fillings. So I'm going to add the spinach and onion mixture into the center of the pide. This is just such a classic thing. It's like lahmacun. Everyone has it in Turkey. You see it in all the restaurants. And then we're going to add some kaşar cheese, which is just so perfect for melting. It's like a mozzarella. And then we just fold it to make a lip. And then we want to fold the ends like this. You can add a little, brush some water if you want to help it stick. And there we go. Really nice, simple spinach and cheese mixture. And then we can add the pide carefully onto the baking tray. One's ready to cook. Now let's do the others. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Oh wow, Mum, look at this. Looks so good. All caramelized. Wow, that looks insane. The cashew cheese has just gone so well. Let's try it. What do you think, Mum?
Wow.
Do you think it looks good?
It looks amazing, yeah. So what? It's got spinach in the bottom.
Spinach, onions, cumin, and then the cashew Turkish cheese.
Lovely. Looks good. That's nice and crispy as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets like a flat bottom, doesn't it? But that looks
Yeah.
really crispy.
Really, really crispy. And in Turkey, there's a saying, can you listen to that? In Turkey, they say çıtır çıtır.
Because it sounds like
Crunchy. It's like crunchy. So look.
Crunchy.
Crunchy. We can.
But I bet it's like juicy
Have
inside
it.
because you've got the spinach.
Yeah, so spinach is quite.
So you've got that sort of
Watery.
juiciness and then
And also, we've just realised that Mum's and I are dressed the same today.
So I'd like to taste it, but it looks a bit hot, so shall we just wait for it to cool down a little bit? Do you put garlic in, or is it
No.
just onion and spinach? Looks good. Okay then.
So yeah, first time as well with wholemeal pide. Wholemeal flour.
I'll just cut a little to half. You see, I think it's going to be a bit hot, so I might just have to. Oh, hot. Too hot.
That is so nice. You got like the sweetness of the onion with the cheese. It's really, really good.
Wait for it to cool a bit first.
It's so
The
delicious.
spinach. Is it really hot still?
Quite hot. Still really delicious with the wholemeal flour.
Just a bit thicker, isn't it? More.
You could make it maybe a bit more thin.
But I guess it adds a bit of a healthy aspect to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Really good. I'll just have a bit here.
This is going to be our dinner now.
I'm starving. I went for a walk this morning, so worked up a good appetite. So I hope you liked this video. Let me know if you make Turkish pide. If you do, tag me on Instagram, The Delicious Nutritionist, and let me know what you'd like me to cook next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.